Hello and welcome to part 2. Let's get things right here. Yeah, so what's happened with Wacom? Basically I fucked it up, right, because I've used it that much, I've worn it out. You know, I had a worn bit in the centre, right? Well, that's still there, it's got worse. Lost all the tracking, it basically is unusable. So without a Wacom. So why don't I go and buy another one? I'm skinned. Whoa, wasp. Don't like wasps. See, the trouble is, when you do a lot of stuff for free, right, it means that you don't exactly ingratiate yourself with a lot of people. I'll tell you the way it works. People who use rival applications don't like you. The companies for rival applications don't like you. The company you're doing it for love you. They think you're fantastic. Don't give me any money, mind, but, you know, that's all being a free. Then you also start to piss off the people in, you know, certain percentage of the people who use your own application, right? Because they get the point where they think, well, why is it him and not me? And they don't see the fact that you've put, like, you know, hundreds of hours of work in, you know, every month, and they've been sitting just waiting for the money to come in, right? Which is that's the God's honest truth. So my advice to anybody would be, for fuck's sake, don't do what I've done, or you'll have no career left. And it doesn't exactly make you a lot of money, if you get my drift. People are less inclined to give you a job if somebody goes to them and says, well, I don't fucking like him, like blah blah blah. They don't have to have a reason, right? You've got to work with people, and somebody doesn't like you, you're screwed. That's it. Be the best artist in the world, which I'm not. I keep saying that because, like, people keep accusing me of being all sorts of big-headed bastards, and I'm not. Far from it. So I can't afford one, right? So anybody's got a spare one, knocking about, spare Wacom, choose 3. I'm not picky, you know. I've been used to the 6x4, but, you know, if I've got to use to something else, I will. Either that, or I'm going to have to pick a really cheap, no-name tablet up for about 10 quid from a local shop or something, and make do with that. Which is quite ironic, bearing in mind the people who have gained from my knowledge in the Quick Start series, the Ground Up series, and Will in the plugin, right, these plugins. It's quite ironic, really. All just won't buy one, because basically they've been very nice to me. They give me lots of free software, but I see the majority of it I don't fucking use. I don't need it, right? The chances of me ever needing to use Flame, for example, are 0, right? At least for a moment, right? But you get my drift. So I'm not trying to pull a poor me thing, but it's not exactly nice when I'm putting all this stuff out for free, so people can do a better job of their art, and I end up unable to do mine as a direct result. If I'm going to use the tablet for hundreds of hours more than anybody else would normally use it. So, again, that's my appeal over. Because Wacom won't give us one, because they won't even bloody answer my emails. So yeah, see as well, you also get lots of perks, but unfortunately, non-paid perks. Like, for example, is it the 25th or 27th of September? I'm off to Vienna. To give a masterclass and a lecture at the Vienna Science Academy. It's a SIGGRAPH chapter, the local SIGGRAPH chapter is having this big sort of SIGGRAPhy type thing. They want me to do a talk there. Now, the way that works is they pay all your expenses, right? You don't get a wage. In fact, usually, a bit like when I did end user, you actually end up out of pocket by to the tune of a couple £100, right? For the pleasure of of letting other people see your knowledge, as it were. So that's really what happens. Now I do have to go to the Netherlands the start of September. You see, all this stuff mounts up. So when people accuse me of making a bloody fortune, I promise you I'm not. I would not be walking around with boots with a hole in it, the old jeans that have seen better days, and a jacket I've had for 8 years if I had money. So it's a bit of a bugger, really. But Vienna, this room, oh, it's absolutely fabulous. I'll tell you what it's like. Oh, look, it's Paul McCartney. Well, that's a Beatle, isn't it? But yeah, it's like the Sistine Chapel inside, and I'm not exaggerating, because I'm going to do some videos while I'm over there, and I promise you, you will not fucking believe what this room looks like. And when I look out of this room, I'll describe what it's like. What I will see is a ceiling covered in paintings by sort of the old masters, right? Like Sistine Chapel jobby. Baroque mouldings marble statues sort of lining the walls, and I'm supposed to stand there and do fucking monsters. I think we'll have to try and pull someone out the hat for that one. Of course, if I've got no wacom, that's going to be really interesting, isn't it? But no doubt something will arise. Usually does at the last moment. But so there you go. Lots of stuff been happening. Not all of it good. But I have to say that I'm really pleased with the way that the reception for Mudwalker went, because it does more than anything else of its tight will. Because nobody's bloody stupid enough to try and pull this many apps together. Now I am lucky that I can basically send an email and make a phone call to some of the guys at Autodesk, and if I'm stuck, they'll tell me a way out of the hole. Okay, I'll show you this lovely vista over here. That'll do a zoom in. That's where I walked last time, you know, up to Iverson. That big bank there, the big hill. Alright, that's in Iverson, that's the posh bit. See if we can zoom in a bit. Lots of very posh houses. They don't like your video on there. I did record a making of sort of the Waynecast, like the route I do and stuff, just for people who've asked. I've just got it uploaded. It's about a gig in size, so something to do with this camera and the weight and clothes and stuff. But yeah, so I can get myself out of the hole. Now, why Mudwalker I'm so pleased about it is because it was a personal project. I needed someone that did this, that's why I made it, and I knew that other people wanted it because, you know, end user, you know, basically what I'll quote, it was one guy in particular says, look, all I want is basically a one button click so that it takes my shit from here to here and then back again. And I thought, well, yeah, I think I can do that. I never said anything. I think I said in one of the videos I did on Mudwalker here on YouTube and stuff, and that I sat there for an hour just staring at space, and I think everybody thought I was like, you know, being on the wacky backy or something, you know, being holding and all. I hadn't. I just sat there with a beer in my hand and just thought, and I was thinking my way through, you know, what classes, what functions we needed, and how I'd interface with it. But it's meant not only I hadn't programmed for at least 8 years, right? So I basically coming from virtually cold because I forgot most of it. I also had to learn Mac script, didn't know Mac script. Had to learn Mel scripting, didn't know that. VB script, guess what, didn't know that either. So there's a lot of stuff I had to learn to do for this. I've got another couple of plugins lined up now. One is a long-term one. It may take a year or more, but it's equally as revolutionary as Mudwalker, you know, the type of thing it does, right? I can promise there'll be nothing else that'll do this, because the bit of information I've got is sort of uber top secret-y stuff, but I'm going to give you the name, and don't expect to see it for at least a year. The Thief. Figure that what you will. Now I'm not actually sure what the legality of this particular plugin, what it does, because it might not actually be legal. We'll have to see, right? We'll have to see, because I know that some people would be rather mad if I pull this one off. But we'll see. There's some other stuff I'm working on, you know, for a while, but we'll see what turns out. Now the turntable plugin I was working on, I see Autodesk were working on one as well. It's the reason why I originally, you know, I'd mothballed it and put it to one side. And stuff, because I knew that they were working on one. Now it's going to get eventually mine integrated into Relight, right? So you can do it in passes. You've got sorts of groovy lighting effects. Like you change the lighting during a turntable, you know, on the fly, stuff like that. Great stuff, you know. But they've got theirs out anyway, so you know, we'll see. And I'm not there to reinvent the wheel or try any one-upmanship on anybody. You know, it's not the way I work. Especially because the guys at Autodesk and the Mud team have been really good to me. Let's have a quick look at what the time is. Oh, I've only got a minute, man. Got loads of stuff to cover as well. But needless to say that in some ways life's going great, in other ways I'm fairly fucked, you know, because I need my art to stay sane, and expect to see me start getting a little bit more crazy every one of these I put up, because without my art, and 2D doesn't cut it, I've got a 3D brain. I can't really afford to go out buying a load of Chevron, you know, because if you can't afford a tablet, you can't afford fucking Chevron in the quantities I need. So we'll have to see what happens. Otherwise, I'll be back to the Play-Doh again, which is sort of a decent substitute, you know. But yeah, so there you go. Slightly minor league depressing one. I put on Twitter that basically, has anybody got a gun? I think somebody thought I was going to shoot myself. No, you know, take a lot more than that to get rid of me. I'm pig-headed. For those of you that the mud box users, you're going to want to use mud walker especially. Really like it's a toy, you know, it's nothing more than a toy that you might find a use. But mud walker, oh yeah, it's addictive. I'll warn you, it's like crack, right? Once you've used it, you won't be able to stop, right? It'll open a whole new world of workflows up. Right, I'm going to get going now. I've still got loads and loads of sort of walking to do with some very sore feet. But I've had a bad day because Kim was screaming for 3 hours this morning, Emily was screaming, teething for 3 hours this morning, and basically I've got a steaming bad head. And that reminds me, I forgot to take my bloody my headache tablets before I came out, so I'm going to still have one when I get back. Marvellous. Oh, and the catch point machine stopped fucking working. There's only one in the whole leg gate, so I'm going to have to peg up tonight at a concert, alright? Not really where you want to go in the night time. Right, anyway, I will see you all next time, and this is Robson, signing out.